How many coaches would you hire before you hired Kyle Shanahan as your head coach? Is he still among the elite head coaches in your mind?
See, that's a difficult question because I live in an isolation chamber and I don't really listen to the noise that everybody else is saying. I believe that everybody, for the vast majority of people, and maybe even a bunch of 49ers fans, have now turned on Kyle Shanahan, now dislike Kyle Shanahan as a head coach because he can't win those big games. His teams always seem to fall short. But I personally would rather have a coach that I know is going to get me to those games and hope that my teams figure out a way to win them than a coach that might be good in some of the big games, but we're rarely playing them because our team just doesn't win enough games along the way. And I think offense is the most important part of football. It dictates wins and losses far more than special teams and defense, even though those obviously factor in. And Kyle Shanahan is a genius calling plays, setting up plays. I love the personnel groupings that he deploys, the way that he approaches. He zigs while most other teams in the NFL are zagging with their 3 wide receiver sets and all the different styles that offenses are morphing to over the last decade or so. Kyle Shanahan is sticking with something that's a little bit different. It's more difficult for opposing defenses to prepare for. And he's having success, as we mentioned last year, statistically, a ton of success, despite all the missing pieces and difficulties that they were dealing with. So I really believe that Kyle Shanahan still is one of the best. How many coaches would I take before him? It's hard for me to say specifically. I know that there are definitely a couple that I would, but to me, I'm probably higher on Kyle Shanahan than most people are. And I don't know if that's going to frustrate you or your listeners to hear because you want something better. But I guess the question would be like, who would you hire to replace him? Like realistically,
right.
Who would you go hire to replace him and say, I feel really confident that this guy is going to be better? Because I don't know that many great coaches in the NFL right now that are just free agents that just get fired for no reason, right? So even if like a guy who's had success, like a Mike Tomlin, there's no way I would rather have Mike Tomlin than Kyle Shanahan, in my opinion.
I think Kyle Shanahan is Phil Mickelson before he won the Masters. It's only a matter of time. It's going to happen. This is one of the best out there. And I would not come off the Shanahan investment at all if I were the 49ers. I think I place more value in getting to big games than a lot of people do who only look at a big game through the prism of, did you win it? Of course you want to win the Super Bowl. Everyone does. As you said very early in our conversation, his seasons go to the NFC title game more often than he misses the playoffs. And that's pretty impressive. It really, really is.